Good afternoon, everybody. We are here at the Varsity Field number 1 today, and we are going to look at the CPI Hotshots playing against the CPI Masters. Let me just zoom in so that you can see better. First to bat will be the CPI Hotshots. Defending or fielding will be the CPI Masters. They will be playing in the iconic green clothing. The clothing that they used to go and play at the World Champs in January. There you go. Zooming in a little bit more will mean we have to sacrifice some quality on the footage. But if you look at the team of the CPI Masters, it is Reza Alexander, Carl Smith, Rowan Besaidnout, Dolph De Beer, Jock Jacobs, Anthony Harper, Daryl Knudsen, and Joshua Stride. The danger people in the team will be Jock Jacobs and Anthony Harper and Daryl Knudsen. So those are the guys to watch out for. And on the CPI Hotshots team, we've got Arno Bauer, Brandon Francis, Dylan Francis, Franco Pretorius, Ivan Venter, JP Hunt, Justin Jade Nadia, and Werner Rembold. Danger men to look out for over there will be Werner Rembold, JP Hunt, and Franco Pretorius. Those are the guys that are constantly getting the Player of the Match awards and that are putting on big numbers when they are batting, and obviously also very, very dangerous with their bowling. We are still playing on the mats on the pitch. That is something the players will have to get used to for the duration of the winter season. And some of the players are already starting to get used to the mats. The difference is the bounce is a little bit more inconsistent than on the usual pitches because it is all depending on the pitch below the mat. And like we understood earlier, that the university, since cricket is actually a summer sport, they're not attending to the pitches that well in the winter. Although these guys are paying to play here, not all that effort is going into the field. They basically just I'm not even sure if they're rolling the pitches, but they might be, and then they are mowing the lawns. And the first ball has been bowled for the day. And we see the people at the stumps are Dylan Francis and Arno Bauer, Daryl Knudsen bowling. There's a possibility of a very high score being put up here today, which is going to make the match very interesting. And we can only wonder whether the CPI Masters, how they will respond to that. Whatever is going to happen, this is going to be an extremely exciting match to watch. It's a Division 1 match. So we can expect hard throw-ins from the boundaries, 6s and 4s all over the place, and extremely accurate bowling. Also, what will be nice to see is how the Division 1 players are handling the mat that they are playing on, because we've got mixed responses from the other players in other divisions, where they are saying that the bounce is inconsistent, that they're not really getting some spin on it. But then we look at people like Johannes Liebenberg, who prefers to spin on these mats, and he's approaching it a little bit differently, but he gets his results. And we can see the CPI Hotshots are still playing it safe. Just a few defending shots. And then the umpire you will see is a lady called Chantel Olivier. She's been umpiring for a while. Only got the license to umpire this year, but she's very known to the match or the game, and she's well skilled in making the right decisions. And that's a nice shot from uh, Dylan Francis, but well fielded on the outfield as well. You can basically see why these people are in Division 1. The intensity of batting and fielding is just a little bit higher than the other teams or the other leagues. You can actually assume that this match will be a bit of the last preparation for the Free State Champs, which is starting on Friday, the 16th until the 19th of June. It will be from Friday until next week, Monday. Maybe just having a bit of a breather this week, focusing on some strategies. And it seems like the entries for the Free State Champs are only Bloemfontein teams, although they were. Oh, that's a quick second run. And he's home safe. It's an overthrow. But it's only going to stop at 2 runs. Arthur Creer mentioned that the other towns, they will be joining us next year. This year was a bit quick on them to enter the Free State Champs. It's towns like Kroonstad and Parijs. Yeah, there's probably Ventersberg or something like that. But nevertheless, I'm just going to move this a little bit to the left. There you go. You can hear the CPI masters encouraging each other, encouraging the bowler to keep the line tight. And that ball runs to the boundary, but it's not going to be a 4, being picked up just about the 2 or 3 meters in front of the boundary, and it's being returned to the wicket keeper, obviously having the gloves. Wicket keeper is somebody else today. It's not the usual Arthur Creer on his post. Still the team manager. Haven't seen him here today yet, but he will be around. He is most probably playing in one of the other teams. We can see that the youngsters are very eager to run in that ball, even from the opposite side of the field. These young people will be extremely fit. Sprinting all over the place, hoping I just keep some energy left for later this afternoon. But they will obviously be training, will also be playing for other teams in the Free State League. So their fitness is on another level. A whole lot better fitness than the rest of the older guys here in the league. And Harold Knudsen just thanking the young man for his eagerness. As he caught that, he scored. beautifully got Daryl Knudsen bowling and catching Arne Bauer and yeah, taking his own wicket. That will be a disappointment for CPI Hotshots. Um, they would not be expecting losing a wicket so early on, and but it gives a chance for the rest of the players to come in and do their thing. Looks like now Franco Pretoria is coming in, going to add some fireworks to the match. And as the CPI Masters now feeling pretty well, only allowing 17 runs in the, now we're busy with a third over. CPI Hotshots only got 17 runs for the loss of one wicket. Oh, that's another thick wicket. Well, that is not, Chantel seems not to be interested in being convinced of that. That looked very promising and he looked very, very convinced about that one. That would have meant that Daryl Knudsen was on his way to maybe apply for a hat-trick, but not today. Or not yet, in any case, maybe a little bit later on in the innings. It's Dylan Francis on strike. And he's sending it to the long leg. There's new rules coming in, which the management is still discussing with the team managers, is to pay a little bit extra and add another umpire on the field. You will be seeing to the right of central. Let me just move the camera in that direction. There, on your right hand side, there is a CPI Hotshots player standing over there. His role, or the reason he's standing there, is twofold. One, it is so that he's closer to the wicket when one of the wickets are falling, and he can come in and bat a lot quicker. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, he is also the square leg umpire. So basically, he has to be honest and confirm to the umpire, which is Chantel today, whether it was a run out or not. So many of you will maybe consider that why should he be honest about it? Well, that is an entire point that is being discussed now, because they had instances where a person was apparently out very clearly, and he had to make a decision. And obviously, since it is his own teammates batting, he didn't give him the out. So that is all boils down to honesty and your sportsmanship. And maybe not everybody is always as sportsmanlike as they should be, or what we wish they should be. So that is why they want to be neutral, get a neutral umpire over there. And that is another discussion. How neutral are umpires really? Because personally, I don't think, or psychologically, I think nobody is really 100% neutral. But the laws are also very clear on what is in and what is out. So I think a person that is having to give the deciding benefit of the doubt in such a situation, they will be very much frowned upon when they're making a decision out of dishonesty. Is Daryl Knudsen approaching? It's still early days, and that ball looks like it's found the midpoint between two fielders, but it was collected by these Division 1 players playing on the boundary. They're not going to let anything through very easily. Still early days now. We are in the fourth over, or during the fifth over actually. And it's Dylan Francis on 12 runs from 11 balls, and Franco Pretoria is struggling a bit there. Only one run from 4 balls. They will be hoping to get some stability over there, since they've got a lot of wickets on hand. So they can pick up the pace if they need to. Well, those big hitters aren't on the pitch yet, like JP Hunt. As soon as he comes in, him and Werner Rembold, then we'll see something different. Can only hope that these players don't play too conservatively. That ball was up in the air, but it's not going to be a catcher, but it is running away for a 4. He's being picked up there in the road. A little bit better conditions here for Chantel, the umpire. The last time we saw her, we heard her telling us that she was umpiring the first match of the day, and it was extremely cold. Today isn't that cold. I don't think we even began the day within the minus temperatures. And the other day, I think it was -3 or 4. So, but there was some frost lying on the grass this morning, so it wasn't that cold. Well, it should have was a bit cool, but the day warmed up nicely. Actually, without the breeze, the weather would be pretty warm right now. It's a cold breeze coming through, and that's just a defensive shot over there. Just a single coming from that. And yeah, so projected score 112. Well, the CPI hard shots, if they want to make it challenging for this Masters, they will need to pick it up a bit. That's a nice throw in. And that ball goes straight through, and it looks like it's going to be a 4. It's running to the boundary, but will the young man be there in time? Yes, it looks like it. Stopped it before it became a 4. And that is exactly why women like to date cricket players, because the guys know their boundaries. Oh, and that will be a wide. Chantel giving it. Doesn't seem like it. But it's also sometimes misleading. What they are giving sometimes is a no ball, is when the ball finds the edge of the mat. And then the ball, yeah, obviously acts differently from normal bouncing on the pitch without a mat. And that is exactly the same what's happening when there are holes in the pitch. Then the ball acts differently, and it's very unpredictable for the batsman to predict where they should hit the ball, and makes it just a little bit more difficult. CPI Masters now doing extremely well, limiting those runs to come through. And making it as difficult as possible for those runs to come by. And the longer CPI hard shots will continue with the run rate that they are performing now, they are going to, they're going to put some pressure on themselves for later on. CPI Masters quite happy with keeping that run rate low. But right now coming to bowl is Riza Alexander. He's a young man that was running all over the place earlier on. And he looks like he's got a bit of pace on him. Even with a short run up. It's only 12 meters from the cone to the stumps. On either side, bowling now from the Tempe end. And that ball is racing to the boundary. Is it going to be stopped? It looks like Chantal is not indicating whether it's a 4 or a 6. She just puts it on the app. We know there will be some form of a delay on the app. Usually it's just a ball or two. And then you'll be able to see whether that was a 4 or just single runs being run. Dylan Francis and Franco Pretorius on strike. And it's another beautiful shot being played to backward point by Dylan Francis. Probably still going through the range of shots they can play from this bowler. Feeling him out. And that is being run to third man, but it's going to be stopped. Well fielded on the opposite end of the pitch. And that was a quick over by Riza Alexander. Now coming on, we'll see now who will be bowling. Joshua Stride. He's got the build of a fast bowler, but he's not using the entire length of his available run up. So, which means we've heard people talking about him spinning. And from the first ball, he's making some indication that he is here to take wickets. Team become very excited when he is bowling, which can only mean one thing. His body language indicates that he's taking a lot of wickets, but right now that was wide. Oh, and that he's running after his own ball. Maybe you have heard the teammates is calling him on his surname. It's not. They didn't say Stride. They said Stride. So maybe that is the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Again, limiting those runs from the bowling of Strider to singles. And we can hear that the team captain is quite happy with that coming through, just singles coming through. Now it will be Riza taking his turn again. Joshua being complimented here by his team captain. Just inspiring him to should keep it up, doing well. But now it's Alexander on the attack, trying to take another wicket from the CPI hard shots. Got some intermittent wind. Oh, and that was just tapped over the wicket-keeper's head. But it will be stopped in front of the boundary. Not going to make BF4. And once again, runs are being limited to a single run. Alexander approaching. Beautiful shot by the batsman. Only going to be a single run, being picked up on deep point. Copy and paste of the previous delivery. And we can hear that the team captain of the CPI Masters saying, "I just keep doing that. Don't worry about the singles." And that was another quick over by Alexander. We can hear that the team captain asked that Joshua shouldn't try anything weird or funny, just keep it bowling like he used to in the previous over, keeping it tight, because anything, even especially in Division 1 cricket or LMS cricket, any loose ball can be punished for a 4 or 6, any form of a boundary. And especially the hard shots are very well known for those big scores. We are now fast approaching the 10th over when they will be changing sides. Now it is Joshua bowling from the Tempe end. And it is the wicketkeeper going to fetch the ball nearly all the way to the boundary. But it's the CPI hard shots now being taken out of their comfort zone. They aren't scoring the boundaries like they are used to. CPI Masters making it extremely difficult for them to come by more than one run per ball. Oh, and that's the wicket gone. Exactly what Joshua was looking for. His team was expecting it maybe a bit earlier, but another hot shot going to the bench. Now we can only wonder who will the hot shots be sending in. They've got a lot of firepower still left on the bench. to come in. So the match isn't won by any means, not by any stretch of the imagination. CPI Hotshots has a lot still to come in. People like Werner Rembold and JP Hunt, they can put up some astonishing scores yet. And we can see that they've sent in Werner Rembold, and now you'll see a change in pace. Still Joshua bowling. It's his last bowl of the over. And it is Werner Rembold just playing a defensive shot just to come off the mark, get off the mark with a single run. It looks like it's now going to be a Joshua and Riza attack on the hot shots. And they're going to help each other, maybe work on some kind of a strategy to get the CPI hot shots out. Because although they are limiting the runs, they aren't taking that many wickets yet, and we are already halfway through the first innings. And CPI Outshot standing on 54 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. That's maybe not too bad considering that they are a very good team. They can pick up the pace anytime they want to. Maybe they've just been a bit too conservative up to now with their runs. But they've still got a lot in the bank. Joshua bowling extremely tight. And we can see that Werner Rembold at the stumps, he's a big guy. And that is going to be a 6. Beautiful by Werner Rembold. He's opening up his boundary account with a 6. And there's many more of those coming in. He's a big man. He's a strong guy. And towering above those stumps over there. Even on this cell phone footage, you'll be able to see those arms of his. Those are very strong cables over there. And he can keep doing that the entire day. Quickly, Werner Rembold now on 8 runs from 5 balls. That is all due to that 6 that he's hit just before this. Dylan France is also doing very well, but yeah, it's a bit slow, like the batsman with him before Rembold. They are being limited to almost 1 ball per, or 1 run per ball. CPI Masters aren't allowing any more than that. But we can see the CPI Master fielders now standing on the boundaries. At another shot that could possibly be a 4, but there's not enough momentum behind that ball. Fielders have to run a very long way to come and pick up that ball. Again, it's a Joshua attack. Sounds biblical, but probably his team is obviously expecting some kind of a biblical attack over here from him. That's being swept away just like he was expecting anything loose. And that is a 4. If you're not going to keep to your line, you're going to be punished for 4 from the CPI hard shots. They were looking for that the entire time. And they're going to take any chances. They've got the ability to do that every time. Dylan Francis standing now on 36 runs from 33 balls. Very slow. Werner Rembold standing on 15 runs from 7 balls. Looks a bit better. But the problem area is a CPI hotshot standing on 11.4 overs with 72 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. The 2 wickets is not too much of a problem since they've got some very strong people still on the bench. But the run rate is very, very, very slow. We can see the predicted score of 120. They've got the ability to stretch that up to deep in the 200s. That is what they are capable of. But then again, maybe they are working on something else today, and maybe they want to put some pressure on themselves. Maybe try out something new for the Free State Champs that starts Friday, the 16th of June until the 19th of June. They are one of the confirmed teams. Same with CPI Masters, also one of the 9 confirmed teams that will be playing. Oh, and that's an outside stump, almost out of the ground. Beautifully bowled by Besaidenout. And that is exactly what the CPI Masters was looking for. What the CPI hard shots wasn't needing, or didn't need up to now. And as you can hear, the CPI is sponsoring both these teams as well as the live stream, or this live stream that you are listening to now. Now it's Werner Rembold going to play with Brandon Francis. Not exactly sure whether Dylan and Brandon Francis are brothers, but it could quite possibly be. I mean, JP Hunt is also sometimes playing with his son, also a very good LMS cricket player. But now it's Rowan on the attack, trying to take another wicket. CPI hotshot standing on 73 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. 12 overs gone. Looks like Rowan's got a lot of pace in him. Can only actually wonder how fast he will be able to bowl the ball when he's got a longer approach. Just going to take a quick break, then the commentary will be back in a few seconds in Afrikaans. En ons is terug en ons kan sien, daar het nou net so pas nog 'n paaltjie geval, en dit is die paaltjie gewees van Werner Rembold, 'n baie belangrike paaltjie vir CPI Hotshots wat hulle nou so pas verloor het. Een wat CPI Masters oor baie bly sal wees om van ontslae te raak. En dan is dit Johan van, ons kyk wat is die man, sien nie so, hy het 'n bynaam Kalfie. Sy naam is nie op die lys wat ons gekry het nie, so dit is sekere Johan van Deventer of iets, of van der Walt. Maar Kalfie vat so baie spasie daar, dit is Johan van D. Ja, dit kan enigiets wees, van der Merwe, van der Vyver, van der Stel. Soos ons sê, die lys waarop ons gekry het ons gesien die CPI Hotshots bestaan uit Arno Bouwer, Brandon Francis, Dylan Francis, Franco Pretorius, Ivan Venter, JP Hunt, Justin, Jade Nodee en Werner Rembold. Nou, Werner Rembold het sopas sy paaltjie verloor, so dat hy is hier. Daar is nog 'n JP Hunt wat op die bankie sit. So ou Kalfie sal natuurlik een van daai manne nou vervang, dit kan dalk baie moontlik wees iemand wat 'n noodgeval gehad het en daar is hy uitgehardloop word. Een of ander tipe van 'n kommunikasieprobleem daar gewees tussen Kalfie en Brandon. Ons kan nou sien wie gaan inkom, maar dit is die CPI Masters wat ewe skielik baie vinnige klompaltjies neem hier van die Hotshots. En mens kan net voel dat die druk op die Hotshots nou ewe skielik baie gaan meer raak. Want hulle het nie die lopies nie. Die vooruitskatting is 117 lopies, wat regtig nie baie is nie. Maar is die Masters wat nou soos meesters optree, en een paaltjie na die ander laat val, terwyl die plan van die begin was om soveel as moontlik lopies te stuit, loslopies, grenshoue te keer en so aan. En dis Karel Smith wat nou bal. Soos nou die opdatering van die puntebord onder, Kalfie en Ivan Venter wat nou die CPI Hotshots sy naam probeer red. Hulle staan op 78 vir die verlies van 5 paaltjies. Hulle gaan 'n bietjie teleurgesteld wees vandag in hulle vertoning. Daai een is op in die lug, daar's 'n man onder hom, gaan hy gevang word? Nee. Het lyk asof, dit kan dalk wees dat die son in sy oë was. As ons kyk na die skaduwees, is dit baie moontlik dat hy die bal verloor het in die son. Ek gaan nie glo dat die manne op hulle vlak 'n bal gaan misvang nie. Nie sommer nie. En mens kan sien Riza wat bitter vinnig aan die oorkant van die veld is en die bal gaan keer op die long on area van die veld. CPI Hotshots wat nou na 14 balbeurte maar op 83 staan vir die verlies van 5 paaltjies. Dit gaan nie 'n lekker situasie vir hulle wees nie, maar dit kan wees dat hulle spesifiek dit so uitgesoek het om in die Vrystaat Kampioenskappe uit so 'n situasie te kan speel. Dis niks so goeie sielkundige voorbereiding om uit 'n probleem uit te kom wanneer jy in daai probleem gesit is nie. En dit is die middelpaadjie van Ivan Venter wat hy skud so 'n bietjie daar rond. Ivan Venter wat gaan en dit is JP Hunt wat hom gaan vervang. Gaan die Hotshots hulle 8 of hulle 20 balbeurte kan staan? Dit is 'n vraag wat ons nou kan begin wonder as ons sien hoe vinnig die paaltjies begin val. Kan ook wees dat die Masters baie hard daar werk om paaltjies te neem. Dis 'n bal wat in die lug op is. Daar's nie 'n man onder hom nie. Hy val in niemands wêreld. Dan word hy op die grens opgetel by diep square leg en teruggegooi na die bowler toe. Ja, maar dit is die point area waar hy opgetel was. Dit is nie heeltemal aan die ander kant van die veld. Nog so aflewering, gaan hy gevang word? Nee, die bal val in niemands wêreld. Hy gaan nie eers 'n 4 maak nie. Bal is net in die lug op en hy kom direk net so af. Plant homself amper in die grond. En rol so bietjie. Weer Rowan wat bitter goed doen vandag. CPI Hotshots wat nou gaan vir 'n tweede loopie, maar besluit daarteen. Jy kan nou sien dat die kombinasie tussen Rowan, Joshua en Riza groot probleme vir die Hotshots veroorsaak. Hoop is name wat ons baie meer gereeld gaan sien. Lyk asof paaltjiewagters ook nog so 'n bietjie gaan omruil. Die paaltjiewagter nou 'n bietjie 'n balbeurt gaan deurwerk. Dan kan ons sien wie is dit wat die bekende alterkeer posisie oorgevat het. Dit is Anthony Harper. Natuurlik. Baie bekende man hier in sy kringe hierso op LMS Cricket Bloemfontein. Word baie gerespekteer. Kom ons kyk wat is in die Harper na die speletjie toe bring. Daar is 15 bilbeurte wat daarmee heen is. Nog net 5 bilbeurte oor. So ons kyk wat gaan hy mee die wedstryd mee afrond vir die Hotshots. Baie mooi gekeer daar. As in die Harper. Aan die onderkant van die kolf beet gekry daar. Ons kan sien dat die prent 'n bietjie donker is. Ons gaan kyk of as ons bietjie dieper inzoom of dit die beeld 'n bietjie gaan verander. Dit lyk nie asof dit veel gedoen het nie. Maar hopelik kan julle nou beter sien. Dit is maar selfoonkwaliteit. Natuurlik met die Vrystaat Kampioenskappe gaan ons probeer kyk of ons wanneer ons op die oval uitsaai. Daar is krag vir ons, so ons kan daar so 'n videokamera aan die gang sit en met baie beter kwaliteit beeld vir julle bring. Bal is was 'n man onder hom. Nee, dit is 'n 6. Daar was 'n man onder die bal gewees, maar daar's geen manier hoe hy hom kan vang nie. Riza was net te kort om daai bal te gevang het. En dit is 'n pragtige 6 deur Johan of deur Kalfie. JP Hunt is op die veld, hulle spankaptein. maar dit is ook die laaste 2 kolwers van die CPI hotshots wat nou staan op die kolfblad. En straks minder as 4 balbeurte wat oor is in die eerste helfte van die wedstryd. En is Anthony Harper wat so 'n bietjie druk op die CPI hotshot sit, asof hulle nie genoeg het nie. En ons kan sien daai teiken spel het bietjie geklim na 119 toe. Dit is heel waarskynlik as gevolg van daai 6 wat nou net geslaan was. Maar dis nie iets wat in elke balbeurt gaan gebeur nie. Klink baie asof die veld wat net reg langs ons is, so 'n bietjie opwinding kry. Heel waarskynlik 'n paaltjie wat geval het. Maar as JP hand by die paaltjies. En daai bal is vol geslaan, of hy is vol gebal gewees, dan gaan JP hand om straf. Hy het hom nie so hard gestraf as wat ons weet hy kan nie. Dis tussen hom en Kalfie wat hulle nou die knoop gaan probeer deurtrek vir die hotshots. Daar is nie meer baie tyd oor nie. Maar die teikens telling het opgespring na 123 toe. Ons kan seker wees dat die hotshots sou hier so nader aan die 160, 170 rond wou gehad het. Het is binne in hulle bereik om hier so oor die 200 te maak het, maar lyk my vandag is dit net een van daai dae nie. En dit is Smith wat wel. En dit gaan 'n 4 wees. Bal wat net bo oor die veldwerker se kop op. Lekker hard geslaan deur Kalfie. Lyk asof hy die perfekte partner is om saam met JP aan hierdie knoop deur te trek vir hierdie innings vandag. Hulle gaan heel waarskynlik van nou af elke liewe bal probeer moker. Kyk wat hulle in hulle lot kan doen. Daar is geen meer rede om nou terug te hou met die grenshoue nie. As hulle uit is hulle uit. Ten minste hulle het probeer. Maar dis ook hulle manier van speel. Hulle hou van die groot houe. Dis waarvoor hulle gekom het. Dit is wat hoekom hulle van cricket hou. Nog 'n vol balby en hy word gestraf. Bal is hoog in die lug. Dit is 'n massiewe 6. Pragtig gehou deur Kalfie. Enige iets verkeerd wat jy gaan gestraf word deur die CPI hotshots. Hulle wag nog die hele dag vir daai tipe balle om na hulle kant toe te kom. Dit is net Riza, Joshua en Rowan. Maar het net bietjie te stewig gebou het om daai loshoue te veroorsaak. En Skarel wat gestraf word. Weereens, hierdie bal gaan nou hardloop na die grens toe. Hy gaan dit nie maak nie. Daar is nie genoeg spoed agter die bal nie. Hy stop so ietwat van amper so 35 meter van die grens af. Waar die twee veldwerkers massiewe entmoes gehardloop het om hom te kom optel. JP Hand en Kalfie wat so 'n bietjie gesels daar. Nog net 3 balbeurte oor. 15 balle. Natuurlijk in LMS 5 balle per balbeurt. Baie netjies 'n lengte gebal deur Anthony Harper. Hand moes hom letterlik uit die grond uitdelf om by daai bal uit te kom, om te keer. Dan sit vir Kalfie weer daar by die paaltjies, laat Kalfie dalk nou maar, laat hy swaai en klaar kry. Harper wat aanval. Weer 'n keer 'n pragtige lengte in sy balwerk. Maak dit bitter moeilik vir die Kolvers om daai bal te slaan. Dit en dan ook in agneming van die mat wat 'n baie onvoorspelbare wip het. Weer 'n keer 'n pragtige stukkie veldwerk deur Riza daar aan die oorkant. Riza en Joshua wat saamwerk. Lyk my hulle het bal nie net altyd saam nie, hulle doen sommer saam veldwerk ook. Baie goeie spanmaats. Die soeke goeie kommunikasie met mekaar het. Kalfie wat lyk asof hy nie heeltemal gelukkig is met iets daar nie. Handskoene wat dalk 'n bietjie seker sweterig geraak of iets. Maar hy maak reg om hierdie innings groot eindig. As ons kan sien, hy swaai verwild na daai bal toe, of verward. En dit is die balbeurt, nog net 10 balle oor in hierdie eerste helfte van die wedstryd. Hoe gaan die CPI hotshots dit benader? Hulle het nie meer paaltjies op die bankie. Dis die laaste 2 manne wat daar staan. En dis weer Rowan wat aanval. Perfekte man om nog net hy skroef in die doodskus van die CPI hotshots in te draai. Bitter vinnige aflewering wat daar verbykom. Die Rowan. Hy gebruik sy volle 12 meter aanloop. En daar vat Rowan sy paaltjie. Dis presies wat hy wou gehad het. En dit is JP Hunt wat nou die knoop moet deurtrek vir die hotshots. Laaste persoon wat staan in die 18de balbeurt. Of eintlik meer die 19de balbeurt. Nog net 8 balle in hulle beurt oor. En JP Hunt is staan alleen. Hy gaan nou 2 lopies aanteken om as hy hardloop of dit of grenshoue Want hy kan nie stop aan die ander kant van die golfplat nie. Daai bal is hoog in die lug op. Daar is 'n man onder hom. Rowan het hom, daar's hy. Rowan vang hom en JP Hunt verloor sy paaltjie. Die CPI Masters wat hulle self weer oortref het hier vandag. Briljante veldwerk en briljante balwerk of veldwerk en balwerk deur die CPI Masters. Ons gaan binnekort sien hoe wat maak hulle met hulle kolwerk. Wat hulle kolwerk gaan betoets word. Soos ons vroeër gesê het, in die CPI Masters se kant wat ons voor kan baie opwinding verwag, is Darryl Knudsen, Anthony Harper en ja, maar daar is die twee kolwers wat ons mee bekend is. Die ander spelers wat ons al gesien het wat baie goed bal, ons gaan daarvan sien, allow om te sien hoe hulle gaan kolf. Hulle gaan en dit is heel waarskynlik waaroor die CPI kan sien, die vooruitgeskatte telling wat onder op die puntebord vir 126 is. Die CPI hotshots gaan dit nou nie maak vandag nie. Hulle is almal uit vir 117 lopies en volgende wat gaan kolf gaan die CPI Masters wees. Die hotshots is baie goed met hulle veldwerk ook. Hulle is baie puntenerig op hoe vinnig hulle by 'n balk uitkom. So daar gaan nie maklike lopies kom nie. En die Masters gaan moet uithaal en wys om grenshouer te slaan en net meer lopies te kan maak as die hotshots, maar niks is verseker nie. Jy kan een balbeurt ewe skielik 'n double play hê waar daar twee paaltjies val en dan verander jou strategie en jou prentjie heeltemal. Ek gaan gou 'n breek vat. Die spel behoort nou so binne 'n paar minute, kort oomblikke weer aan te gaan. Okay, the second innings is about to start. We saw that CPI Hotshot scored 117 in the first innings. They struggled to get their um, groove on, as people would have said, and JP Hunt, the last man standing in the 18th over, or in the second last over, losing all their wickets. Let's see what the CPI Masters will be able to do. Target score 117. How will the CPI Masters respond to that? And we can see that the overlay at the bottom has updated. It is Riza Alexander and Rowan beside the note at the stumps. Let's see what these youngsters, how they will be uh, playing with a relatively easy target. Starting the attack with team captain JP Hunt. He will be bowling. Also looks like he's got a few youngsters on his team. And maybe CPI Hotshots are just working on the depth in their team. They've got many players to choose from. Just giving everybody a chance. I think everybody's now mostly has Free State uh, championships on their sides or in their sides. And there was an overthrow. And Riza beside net makes 3 runs look easy, capitalizing on that overthrow from the Hotshots. Also remember there with the less amount of players on the field, there isn't that much coverage behind overthrows like that. And Rowan Riza has a pretty good start. They look very energetic because they are still young, but we'll see now. But it looks like they are determined to go for those big shots. They were just weren't able to beat the ball squarely yet. And we would have loved to look at their stats to see where they are coming from and what their scores are, because their names are pretty new to us. But there's an obvious talented performance hiding in them and enthusiasm. There's another big shot, and but it will be picked up. It looks like the Hotshots aren't taking this match very seriously. Maybe just testing out the players, whatever the reason might be. Is that the LBW? And that is the LBW, confirmed by Chantel. JP Hunt, very, very, very happy about that. Taking a wicket in his first over. No matter what the potential of the opposing team is, they cannot score boundaries if they are sitting on the bench. Maybe that is the experience of JP Hunt now sitting into the CPI Hotshots. You have to have people at the stumps to score runs. And that is one thing CPI Masters maybe struggled to do earlier on. But the match is still long. There's 19 overs remaining. A lot can still happen. Now it's Joshua and Rowan at the stumps. With Rowan on strike. They seemed very enthusiastic to hit those boundaries. And it's something like that. Is it going to be a 4? No. Hard shots isn't going to allow that through. Copy and paste of the previous delivery. But this one is going to be a 4. A beautiful 4 by Rowan. And we can see that Joshua is so quick, he was already on the other side of the pitch. Let's see what they are doing with Franco Pretorius' bowling. Another big shot, it's up in the air, but this one is going to be another 4, beautifully delivered by Rowan. And they're going to make a short case of this second innings. With only 117 targets scored to chase, they have to score 102 runs from 92 balls. That is a walk in the park for the normal LMS players. If we were in the betting game, at what over would you suspect would do you think will they catch this 117 target score? I've got a prediction of in the 16th over. Obviously there's a lot depending on that, but it's just a wild chance. And that's going to be another 4, beautifully delivered, this time by Joshua. Hearing from the players of the hot shot, seems like not everybody's on their game as they are used to be. And is JP Hunt coming to bowl? What will Rowan do with this ball? Rowan steps forward, he's called for LBW. Chantel gives it. JP Hunt very, very, very happy taking that wicket once again. Taking a wicket in his first over, taking a wicket in his second over. Very, very, very happy. And Rowan is walking back to his camp. Now it will be Jock Jacobs to coming into bat. Also very well skilled with the bat. Maybe that JP Hunt was maybe trying to capitalize on the youngsters' enthusiasm to chase a 117 score, knowing they will do everything to go for those big hits, and consequently they will be opening up their wickets and they'll be risking losing their wickets. It is at these times when people like team captain Arthur Creer would tell them, listen, relax. There's no reason to be overexcited. We can play a little bit conservatively. Don't push it too much. And that's maybe one of the psychological things when you've got youngsters playing without that years and years and years of experience, like Arthur Creer, who's got over 300, nearly 360, I think, um, LMS matches under his belt. They've seen it all. There's no need to chase, to put so much pressure on you to score that many boundaries in a relatively easily situation. But JP Hunt is on the hunt for wickets. And we can see that Joshua is, yeah, swinging that bat very, very wide from his body, just hoping to connect with the ball, and that is not what you should do. But that's only me. It's not a safe shot. Maybe they should start thinking of playing a little bit more conservatively. I mean, it's third over and they've only got 27 runs. Had a beautiful few boundary shots, but you need more than 2 or 3 to win a match. So Arno Bauer bowling. That is going to be a 4. Yes, that is going to be a 4 for Joshua. Just pulling that shot. That looked a lot more controlled than the previous few shots that he's played. Maybe just running it in a little. Oh, that one is up in the air, but there's nobody underneath it. And that is going to be a 4. Another 4 for Joshua. It was up in the air, played to the back, and the ball is being picked up in the road. And we can see that the required runs is 83 from 83 balls. That's just 1 run per ball. You can play very conservatively, scoring 1 run per ball. But can these youngsters play conservatively? Do they have the patience to do it? And that's a shot being played straight to the boundary, but there's 2 hard shot fielders to coming to pick it up. No problem. Another shot straight to the fielder. Now teammates from the outside the field now shouting for the batsman to run more runs. Maybe they should just keep the heads. And CPI Master standing on 37 runs for the loss of 2 wickets after 4 overs. Required run rate is about 1 ball per ball, 1 run per ball. Is JP Hunt coming in for his 3rd over. He's allowed 4, I think. and he's taken a wicket in each over. No, JP Hunt now moving his field around a little bit. Jock Jacobs seems eager to get the ball from Hunt. That ball is racing to the boundary. It's not going to be stopped. It's too fast. And Jock Jacobs opens up his boundary account. Maybe sending JP Hunt just a little bit of a message. I'm a bit more experienced, chap. You'll need to do more than that. And Chantel calls that a wide for JP Hunt's ball. You can see JP Hunt's got a funny jump before he starts bowling. Never looked at it before in this way, but it seems like it's a habit of his. And that's another big shot. Is that going to be a 6? Yes, that is a beautiful 6. Chantel confirms it. And it's Jock Jacobs now opening up his arms. Will that be the first of many sixes from him today? Hopefully trying to challenge the youngsters in the enthusiasm. He's got the experience to carry it through. And that is kind of cricket we want to look at. It's exciting, it's enjoyable, as well as we can see that um, the teams, they are enjoying themselves playing like this. And that is exactly why LMS cricket was created, to get a bit more excitement into cricket. And JP is being punished with it for being hit straight. Joshua also getting comfortable with JP Hunt's bowling. And 5 overs gone. CPI Masters standing on 55 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. We know that Arthur Creer wasn't happy with his teams last week. Maybe we've spoken to them and put some more pressure on them to up their performance. Okay, it's Arno Bauer coming into bowl. It's Jock on strike. What will he do with Arno? It's just a safe shot, allowing Joshua to come and keep doing what he do best, keep enjoying himself. Arno approaching. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. maybe a bit projected. Is that going to be a 4? Yeah, that is a 4. Joshua playing the way he likes to play, going for boundaries with every shot. And he swept that shot for a 4 from Bauer easily. And I can feel that he's going to do a lot more. Problem is, if you're over eager, then you're going to miss the ball, just like you've done right now. Going to zoom out a little bit more, see if we can retain some sharpness on the shot. Looks like it now. And then something like that happens. Joshua losing his wicket. He played a few beautiful shots. He's done his job. Scored 22. Probably could have done more if he played a bit more conservatively, but he didn't. As long as he came in and enjoyed himself. It will be Jock Jacobs now going forward with Dolph de Beer to uh, try and reach that 117 target. They only require 58 runs from 71 balls. So there is really no pressure. Just a defensive shot by Dolph. Arden being congratulated by his team for his accurate bowling. Now coming to bowl is Franco Pretorius. $61 for 3. Dolph de Beer on strike. He's off the mark. And he's carrying on, hitting those big shots. That is going to go for a 4. Dolph also opened his boundary count now. And that orange ball is running around in the library parking lot. That's how far he's hit that ball. Free State University library just alongside this field. This is varsity field number 1 on the Free State University cricket field. Also the same place where you'll be watching the LMS Free State Champs from Friday onwards until next week Monday, the 16th until the 19th, where 9 Bloemfontein teams will battle it out to be the Free State Champs. Next year there will be more teams from outside the Bloemfontein, still staying in the Free State because it's Free State Champs, and they will be trying. Whoever is winning this year's Free State Champs will need to defend their title, where there will be teams from Kroonstad and a few other towns as well who promised that they will be here next year. They just couldn't make it this year. Now Jock Jacobs on strike. Oh, that one is up in there. Is he going to be caught? No, there's nobody behind the wicketkeeper. but that ball is not going to carry to the boundary. Just a defensive shot by Jock Jacobs. Maybe planning it that way. Now on strike will be Dolph. And they require 48 runs from 65 balls. That's a very easy task, considering you're a first division LMS cricket player. It all depends on what JP's got in store. And if they lose 2 wickets consecutively now, losing a quick 2 wickets will change the will make the picture look a lot different. And we've seen it so many times in the past, where a team was well on their way to win the match, and then they quickly lose a few wickets. But right now, on the CPI Masters, there is no pressure to perform. They can just carry on like they've been batting up to now, throwing a bit of caution to the wind, of course. And that's all they need to do. They can carry on scoring singles and doubles. Only punish those wide shots or those loose balls. And we can see the CPI Masters have played them in a beautiful position where they aren't under pressure. They just have to keep the score ticking over on the board, just like they are doing now, requiring 44 runs from 62 balls. But how quickly can that situation change as soon as they lose wickets? Hardenbauer is going to try and make that difficult for them. They're going for a second run, going to make it comfortably. And the 8th over is done. CPI Masters standing on 77 runs with the loss of 3 wickets. Dolph de Beer on strike. Franco Pretorius. That was a wide. Chantel saw that as well. Oof. Sliced that away to square leg, but it's going to be not square leg, fine leg. Sorry, my mistake. Not fine leg. That was third man. Franco Pretorius approaching, and he's being hit once again. Not going to be caught, but the ball is stopped just in front of the boundary. JP Hunt had run forward, he might have been able to catch that. But then again, he would have been risking an injury before the Free State Champs, and that's not something he would appreciate right now. And also again, next Sunday is Father's Day. And that ball didn't have any aggression behind it. It's not going to carry towards the boundary. CPI Masters only need 36 more runs. And they're quite happy strolling through with singles and doubles. I predicted earlier that they might be able to catch that 117 target score in the 16th over. It looks like it could be a lot sooner. Maybe in around the 12th or the 13th over, making this extremely short match. Let's see what Franco Pretorius can do. Going for 2 runs, and they're going to do that comfortably. Chalkendorf now having extremely leisurely place to score runs. Singles and doubles. Hitting the odd 4 when there's a loose ball coming their way. Whoa, and that one was close to his stumps. Just got the bottom edge of his bat. And that went through for a 4. That is something the Archers wouldn't want to happen too often. And CPI Masters now on 90 for loss of 3 wickets in the 10th over. Is Arno still bowling? All they need to do, defensive shots. Racking up those singles. JP Hunt calling for a wicket. But the 2 batsmen now has got their eye in. You're not going to miss a ball that easily. And it's a change of sides. Now the bowlers will be coming from the varsity end. Then we're just going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few seconds. Daar is hy en ons is terug. Ek is julle kommentator Jurgen Smith en ek vertel julle wat julle nie kan sien met die cellphone shot van hierdie wedstryd nie. As ons gou moet opsom wat in hierdie spel sover gebeur het, die CPI Hotshots het eerste gekolf. Hulle het 117 lopies aangeteken en al hulle paaltjies verloor in die 19de kolfbeurt, agse bilbeurt, en CPI Masters het gekom vinnige paar lopies in die eerste paar bilbeurte aangeteken. As gevolg daarvan het hulle paaltjies verloor, so 3 paaltjies verloor, maar baie mooi kolfwerkie, baie opwindend gewees om na te kyk. En toe het Jacques Jacobs en Dolf de Beer, wat nou tans op die golfplat is, net so 'n bietjie beheer geneem en dinge net so 'n bietjie stadiger gemaak. Daar word van hulle net verwag om 24 lopies nog aan te teken van 48 balle. So hulle sit in 'n vreeslike gemaklike situasie waar hulle nie eers van elke bal 'n lopie hoef te maak nie. Hulle kan maar net rustig aan en daar word nog 'n 4 geslaan. Hulle hoef nie grenshoue te slaan nie. Hulle, soos die Engelsman sê, hulle strul nou net deur na die eindtelling toe van 117. Dit is 20 lopies van nou af. Hulle het nog 5 paaltjies op hande. Dinge kan baie vinnig verkeerd loop vir hulle. As hulle nou vinnig 2 paaltjies verloor, maar dit is dalk baie onverantwoordelik om nou te sê dat die Masters definitief gaan wen, maar ek dink as mens so kyk na die puntetelling, die skrif is op die muur. Dit is nou maar so, dit is maar hoe dit nou gaan wees. Baie goed gedoen deur die Masters. Hulle het 'n paar nuwe jong manne in hulle span, wat baie opwindend is, maar nog so 'n bietjie onervare. Dis waarom hulle dalk so maklik hulle paaltjies verloor het. Maar hulle het uitstekend veldwerk gedoen, uitstekend gebal, en golf was baie opwindend geweest. En ja, die toekoms van die LMS vir hulle gaan briljant lyk vorentoe. En dis Brandon Francis wat nou kaptein vir hom net toe gesê moet opwarm. Nou kan ons sien hoekom. Hy moes kom bal. Hy kan heel waarskynlik die slaggat wees in die Masters se pylvlak, eindpylvlak na die dit is 'n lelike balwerk gewees daai. Maar goed genoeg vir 2 lopies. En ja, dis al wat die Masters nou hoef te doen. Hulle hoef maar net enkels te hardloop wanneer hulle lus het. Daar is nog baie balle om dit te doen. Maar hulle is lief vir die grenshoue. Dit is waarvoor hulle gekom het. Hulle wil hulle self geniet. Hulle doen dit met grenshoue en so slaat hulle nog 'n 4. Pragtig gehou deur Dolf de Beer. Die manne geniet hulle self nou. Sleg 15 lopies nog nodig om hierdie wedstryd te wen. 43 kanse om dit te doen. Maar die 2 manne, hulle gaan vir 4. Hier kom die bal na ons kant toe gehardloop. Dit gaan 'n 4 wees. Hy is oor die lyn. Niemand gaan stop nie. skare wees wat nou begin lank raak hier in die middag. Dit is nou 4 uur. Ek dink son onder is geskeduleer vir hier so net na 6 of rondom 6 uur. So die einde van die dag kom naby. Daar is 'n bal onder dit. Ja. Bal gaan nie gevang word nie. Nee, want die Masters is nou hulle so klaar maak. Hulle wil huis toe gaan, 4 keer aansteek. En die Sondag op die regte manier eindig. Hulle kan trots wees op hulle vertoning vandag. Wild geswaai na daai bal, maar Jock Jacobs het nie kontak gemaak nie. Jock Jacobs nou op 33 lopies van 20 balle. Dolf de Beer op 36 lopies van 22 balle. Baie mooi gekolf deur die twee manne. So lekker om te sien die ondervinding wat 'n bietjie daar intree om net bietjie beheer te neem van die wedstryd. Want voordat hulle ingekom het, die lopies het hard en aanhoudend deurgekom, maar so het die palkies ook geval. En hulle staan nou al 'n rukkie saam en orde aan die dag gebring en ja, wys net wat die ondervinding vir jou kan bring. Nou is dit Kalfie wat bal en hy word dadelik gestraf met 'n 4. Dolf en Jacobs wil huis toe gaan. Moet maar net gou klaar maak met die paar lopies. Nou hulle word daarvan hulle nog net 6 lopies verwag om die wedstryd te wen. En ons kan sien dat die Kolber, hy vra vir 'n 6. Hy is lus vir 'n 6. Lyk altyd baie indrukwekkend as mens wedstryd kan wen met 'n 6. Hy het probeer, maar nee. Bal se wip was net 'n bietjie te kort gewees. En dan hardloop hulle 2 lopies. Nou 114 lopies vir die verlies van 3 balle. Daar is nie meer iets wat die Masters gaan keer nie. Hulle kan heel waarskynlik hierdie wedstryd wen op whites van nou af. En is nou Willow daar so deur die Jacobs hy hardloop die bal daar die amper sê ek kantlyn maar daar die grens toe. Maar nee. Enkels en dubbels sal hulle verder vorentoe neem. Kort nou 3 lopies om die wedstryd te wen. Kan dit met 'n 4 geëindig word of 'n 6? Ok, dit gaan dalk net help as die pakkie wagter die bal vang, want hier kom dit nou met 'n 4 wat aangerol. En so wen die Masters die wedstryd met 'n bal wat hulle nie eers raak geslaan het nie. Balwerk wat gemis is deur die pakiewagter, rol die bal weg vir 'n 4. En so wen hulle die wedstryd. Dink die Masters kan baie bly wees, alhoewel ek dink daar is 'n effense of 'n sielkundige ongemaklikheid wat hulle dalk kan voel oor dat dalk 'n bietjie te maklik was vir hulle vandag. Soos die CPI hotshots net nie heeltemal hulle A-spel gebring het nie, dan mag hulle 'n redes wees daarvoor. En ja, dit is nie 'n lekker manier om 'n wedstryd te wen, as jy weet, die ander jou oppositiespan het nou nie alles gegee nie. Maar in elk geval, dit is nou die Sondag gewees, hierso op die waarste field nommer 1 van LMS Cricket. Die uitsending so pas tot 'n einde gekom. Die CPI Masters het gewen met 1 lopie. En ja, eintlik was dit 'n lekker wedstryd gewees om te kyk. hoopvol gewees om die jong manne te sien groot houe slaan. Dit het gebeur, hulle paadjies het geval. Die res van die dag was baie lekker geweest. Die skaduwees raak nou lank, dit raak nou koud. En ja, as jy huis toe ry van waar ook al jy is, ry veilig. As jy iewers heen ry hierdie week, om volgende week die Vadersdag iewers te gaan vier, ry veilig, werk lekker hierdie week, en kyk asseblief ook, dit is nie net altyd jou gesondheid wat 'n bietjie aandag nodig het nie. Partykeer is dit 'n bietjie sielkundige rus wat jy ook nodig het. So skakel so nou en dan af, werk so nou en dan 'n ruskansie in, om net seker te maak jy is sielkundig reg vir die week. En dit is nou eintlik maar eintlik waaroor Sondag daar is, om sielkundig reg te maak vir die week. Verskillende gelowe gaan verskillende goed noem. Die Christene, hulle gaan kerk toe, hulle bid. Boeddhiste, hulle sal dalk meer kyk na iets soos om te mediteer, alhoewel dit ook elke dag doen, maar dit is hulle vorm van afskakel en net die reset knoppie druk, voor jy die volgende week van probleme aanpak. So wees die res van die aand rustig, en baie dankie dat julle ingesteken het vandag om te kyk hier tussen die wedstryd tussen CPI Masters en die CPI Hotshots, en dan 'n lekker naweek vir julle die bietjie wat oor is.